with Colorado Fastpitch Academy, and today I will be talking to you about pauses that can be done to help encourage the proper hitting mechanics. There are 4 pauses that I will be teaching you today. In doing these pauses, your body will start to understand more about what we're looking for in a proper swing. I will also be going over how I would prefer you to stand and how I want you to hold your bat when you're getting into position to hit the ball. In addition to the pauses, it's very important to make sure you start and finish your swing correctly so that way your body is good all the way through your swing, rather than simply trying to make it right midway when you're trying to hit the ball. The first thing that we're going to talk about is the way I want you to hold your bat. For starters, you always want to choke up on your bat about 1 inch. If you have trouble remembering to do this, there are a lot of things that people sell that go over the knob of the bat that force you to choke up. There's also a lot of bats being sold nowadays that actually are color-coded as to how much you want to choke up. So the handle is a different color down here than it is up here, so you know where to put your hands. In addition to choking up, I want you to line up your knuckles. This may be something you've already had someone tell you before. It's very important to have your knuckles lined up. One thing you may not have heard is a little theory about putting your thumbs on the handle. If you pay close attention, you'll notice a lot of college softball players and even Major League Baseball players do this technique. Some will place their thumbs on the handle like so. Others will put their thumbs off to one side. But you'll notice they're not wrapping their thumbs around the handle. It's important that we don't allow ourselves to wrap our thumbs around the handle because it will cause us to grip the bat too tightly. Holding the bat in this position will force us to roll over earlier than we want to. We want to keep the bat in our fingers, not in our palm. And to do that, it's much easier if your thumbs don't grip around the bat. To find the perfect position for your bat, place your bat on your shoulder completely straight, as flat as a table, lift it up about 1 inch and tilt it slightly. This is going to put your hands just slightly above the letters of your shirt. The letters of your shirt is the highest strike in your pitch. Now, the bat angle that I have your bat at is 45 degrees. It's best to have your bat at 45 degrees. Starting with it at 90 is going to encourage you to want to drop it too much to try to hit the ball. But starting with it too flat makes it easier to drop it too much when you try to hit the ball as well. 45 degrees makes it perfect for coming through and dropping to the right position when we go to make contact. From there, make sure you start with your feet just a little bit more than shoulder width apart, comfortable stance, bending your knees and getting into a good set position. The pauses are as so. The first pause is done after you step. When you step, you want to lift your foot up and shift your weight to your back leg, allowing your body to do what's known as a load. Now in other videos you will hear me talking about how much to load. Today I will not be going into that. We're starting with something very basic to get you going. When you place your foot down, you want to try to have it come down in about the same spot it started in, so you're not encouraging too big of a step. A really big step is going to cause your body to go forward too much, can encourage too much knee bend, can also cause you to dip, causing you to go too much under the ball. So when we step, we simply just try to place our foot back down in the same position we started in. The next pause is known as a punch. Sometimes you want to think about drawing a line from the knob straight towards your pitcher. You punch at the pitcher. Now, in a long time ago when people were hitting, we were encouraged to punch at the ball. But we've learned how important it is actually to be inside the ball. Being inside the ball basically means that you're drawing that line closer to your body so that when you make contact, the barrel of your bat is making contact instead of if you draw the knob at the ball and come around, you're going to be more likely to hit towards the inside of your bat where there's no power. So this punch is very close to our body with our elbow pointed at the pitcher. Now you'll hear some coaches tell you to turn during this time. In a normal swing, you will start turning similar to that spot, but it is so common to turn too early, which is often referred to as opening too early, that for these pauses, I prefer to make girls stay completely straight with their body and not turn. That way, when they put it all together and they start to turn, hopefully they won't turn too early. From this pause, we're going to have you go to what's known as contact point. Contact point is where you go as if you've just made contact on the ball. Your back foot will have rotated almost all the way, and you'll have a nice bend in your back leg, creating more of a backward C shape with your body. Your elbows should still be slightly bent so that you can encourage that push during contact. From here, we want to straighten our arms, extending fully to get that maximum power. So this is our third pause. Our fourth pause is when we're done. We're going to follow all the way around, trying really hard not to roll over until the last minute, and then bring our bat as far around our body as we possibly can. When we do that, we want to try really hard not to turn too much. You don't want to finish with your body facing third base. You still have to run to first base. Not to mention, even though we want a lot of hip rotation to try to give us power, turning too much will change your angles. And improper angles will change the angle in which you made contact and the height in which you hit the ball. So one more time, the pauses are choking up, knuckles lined up, bat on shoulder flat, lift it, tilt it, bend your knees, load, step, place your foot down, pause number 1, punch at the pitcher, pause number 2, contact point, turning most of the way, pause number 3, long follow through, pause number 4 to check to make sure you finish with that nice backward C shape.